Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Nigerians are watching the activities of the last day of godfatherism in River State politics. Fubara seems to grow stronger day after day. A few days ago, he made a statement about the intimidation issue of intimidation, that intimidation has a time, and when it expires, it's over. Just listen to him, and then we're going to look at something very interesting by Fulana, which points to a direction that even Fubara himself needs to be careful.
We will not force anybody, intimidate anybody, because intimidation has the time. When the time expires, it's over. It's over. Even in the Bible, Pharaoh intimidated the children of Israel, isn't it? Or the Hebrews. It got to a time. The intimidation worked again. It didn't work. So everything that has any back thing that has a beginning, it has an end.
That's quite interesting. But one of the things we've got to be careful of is be careful that the things you're trying to exterminate, you don't end up transforming into, when it doesn't have a stronghold in your mind. That's why one of Nigeria's foremost human rights activists, Femi Falana, had sent a message across to Fubara about the issue of relocating the River State House of Assembly outside of its complex, and he made him to understand that it is not recognized by law. Fulana stated this while speaking about the political crisis in River State. Don't forget that Fubara on Friday issued an executive order for immediate and temporary relocation of the sitting of the River State Assembly to the auditorium admin block of the Rivers Government House in Port Harcourt. And he did that via an official gazette executive order of the River State Governor 001 Government 001 2023. He cited the unsafe state of the House of Assembly complex. But then Fulana had decided to pick that up and to talk about it, negating that, saying that Fubara has negated the principle of separation of power, stressing that the legislature is independent of the executive. Let me quote his word. He says, "I would like to assume that the governor issued that executive order before the intervention of High Court in Rio State. The House is independent of the executive, so the governor cannot tell the House where to sit." This was very clear in the Oyo State case, which led to the impeachment of Governor Ladoja, whereby under the influence of the late Chief Lamidi Adedibo, the House was alleged to have sat in a hotel, and the Supreme Court made that point abundantly clear that an impeachment carried out in a hotel deviates clearly from the Constitution. So any sitting of the House outside the premises of the House of Assembly complex will not be known to law, will not be recognized by law. He further said that if there was a need for a sitting elsewhere, the members of the House of Assembly, probably constituted, would have to decide where to carry out their meeting. This is a big one here to Fulana. I've talked about the issue of being careful of the thing you are trying to exterminate, that you don't end up transforming to it, because in the process of fighting it, there are some stronghold that it may be leading in your mind, and that stronghold may metamorphose you with time to becoming like this. If you go back to some of the videos by Wike really came out at one time when I think his first tenure, and he said something very striking. He said that I came, and one day I will go, and when I go, I will not interfere with any government that will come after me. In other words, my predecessor will have a free flow. I won't want to influence anything. He said it severally. And even when he was about bringing in this guy, he made Nigerians understand the position of the governor, who a governor is. But all of a sudden, this is a different man today, and we are wondering, would Wike ever live without trying to be a secret hand in the administration of River State, a hidden hand in the administration? But let's leave him alone and look at Fubara. Fubara has the first executive order he has made seems not to be in line. And the big question is, do you think that Fubara one day will metamorphose to Wike? My colleague is in the house. Please, can you just say something about this?
I feel that the Fubara started on a very nice note. But I guess what happened was a case of undermining his authorities. I guess they had their personal things behind the scene. But I also feel very strongly that if this continues and Fubara gets used to these autocratic moves, it may be almost be difficult to checkmate him. He may not know when he has crossed the line. Because before now, he was calm, calculative, always listening to the people, never wanting to hurt the people, almost wanting to serve the people,
Yeah.
even including the people, the powers that be behind the curtain.
Yeah.
But they pushed him to the extreme. Now he's reacting, he's bouncing back. He will continually fight to the point that he will not know when he has
Boundaries.
reached, yes. Because right now, all he's trying to do is he's trying to assert and enforce his authorities from those
Which is quite undemocratic
and which is
sometimes.
also understandable,
Yeah.
judging the fact that they have hit him to
Too
the
hard,
wall
yeah.
for a long time. But now the question now is, those who are meant to checkmate him, and who are those people that will be there now to tell him to stop that? Take for instance, you now have those people who are legally recognized as the 3-4 lawmakers now. We also have a speaker, that's Victor Jumbo and the rest. Now, right now, they're trying to probably guard him and also protect his authorities.
Okay.
Now, when he gets used to this authority where he could make executive order, he will almost forget the power of democracy, where there is the 3 arms of governance. He can just wake up home and say, I'm the man of the governor.
Okay.
Let me do this. And they're like, sir, you need to know what? You have to find something and do about it. And that's almost trying to recreate a Wike, like, probably even worse.
Okay. Now, there's something I realized. As of now, if you take a Nigerian to become a leader in any place, I think that Nigerian may not really understand what is the global best practice for democracy any longer. Now, why I'm saying this is, just imagine the song that these guys, supporters of Wike, were singing some time ago. As you can see in the video, they're singing that song, and the song they were singing was that Fubara should obey Wike, and you're telling a sitting governor to obey Wike, sitting governor to obey Wike, who is outside. Just to let you, what I'm trying to establish here is that in our minds right now, there's a stronghold that if someone have helped you into a position of leadership, you
must be
allow him to rule
under him permanently.
You understand?
Under
Which is absolutely wrong.
The worst part is that they are undermining our constitution and giving all authority to one man.
Do you understand?
By virtue of the chanting they are making on the street in the name of giving solidarity to Wike and his pro-lawmakers, they're literally saying that no matter what the constitution says, Wike, you're still a boy. I mean, Fubara, you're still a boy to Wike. So forget this title they give you as governor. Wike is our man. Wike is who you know. So which means you're saying our constitution notwithstanding, Wike is more powerful than the constitution. And no one man is more powerful than the constitution. Now, Wike could always say that he never said that, which is true. Wike could always say, I've always been law abiding, which is also very true. But these guys cannot just be waking up. If they are doing it, you have to tell them to stop it.
Yes.
Make some sort of press release. Those who are chanting, be loyal to Wike, please. I am not demanding any loyalty. All I'm saying is, like he will always say, Inyendeba.
Now, another thing there is, most people believe that the reason why all of this is happening, that Fubara is actually a product of illegality. How true is this? That's the reason why this thing is happening this way. But then, how can we avoid godfatherism in such a way that they don't impose people on the state any longer to allow for a new and fresh personality to come in there and do the right thing?
To start with, we still remember during that election period, Fubara came into the picture, and it was as if there's no other candidate. Tony tried, but unfortunately there was more to it than meets the eyes. Now he has been confirmed. The governor, Wike, has to leave and deal with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So if this will help end godfatherism, I just hope also that when the time and reign of Fubara is gone, he will not also replicate what has been done to him. But it's almost difficult to ask for that because that is the product he knows. That was how he was being formed. But I pray honestly from my depth of my soul, I'm already seeing it happening. 4 years of absolute power ways going, because after a while, the people will so pity the situation and give him all the full support he has. I just hope that Fubara at some point will know how to draw the line. It's very important. Because now that the legislative arm, his own arm, are actually aligning with him, I hope they will also be there also to stop and criticize him positively, constructively when he goes out of line. But the likelihood that he would answer is still very slim because he will say, if I can deal with 27, the remaining 4 or 5 is nothing. You gotta be very careful how absolute power can actually corrupt absolutely.
All right, that's where we like to leave it. Let's be in our comment section.